Backup police to be deployed in Alexandra Township, north of Johannesburg, from tonight, following the deaths of 5 people in separate shooting incidents.
This station is one of the priority stations that, yes, not enough, but better resourced than many others. That's a prevention that tells you that worse could have happened in these stations. And there are things that, lot of them that are preemptive, even in this station. Well, another thing, Premier, that we face that is bad. When the seas are calm, like your deep float, nobody goes back there. When things are high and things are bad, all these media houses, they literally camped in deep float. Now things are calm, people, they walk, it's nice. Nobody goes back to deep float to go and check. So as we're meeting community, Madala, we are medium and long term, but there is a lot of work that has been put so that the situation is mitigated, and there is a lot of that mitigation that has taken place. Unfortunately, we can't come every day to say, yesterday something like this could have happened, but because we were there, it did not happen. So the understanding would be that there will be things that will happen like this and check us up all. We will be there, but there is a lot of work that is done on prevention.
All right. I think it was Newsroom first before SABC. Go ahead, David.
All right. So Mr. Tumara Mshauri from Newsroom Africa. Looking at what has happened, here in Alexandra, we see similar kind of situations in terms of the wanton shooting in Soweto and other areas across the province, in other provinces as well. Do you think that perhaps there's a darker force at play behind the scenes? Is this something that seems to be coordinated to create an impression that there's unrest?
Now, I would not concede on that is coordination. For instance, here, it does look like the motive was very clear here. Robbery. People were robbed. That's one. In Mamelodi, those were people that were chasing one another. We know what happened. Somebody owned somebody the money. So it was not just an ordinary shooting in the township. In KZN, people that have been picked up, it has been discovered that they were fighting over territory of drugs or other things and all that. And in Soweto, people just went there and shot and ran away. So though they seem to be similar, but we have no evidence of coordination, that there is somebody sitting somewhere coordinating until from this level, until we find that evidence. For now, it's coincidence. These are things that for some reason people are doing this violent crime, and tells us one thing, that there are bad people out there, but the worst thing is that there are a lot of illegal firearms there, that as a government will really have to work on them.
All right, before I take SABC, let me just see if there's any other hands. All right, so there seems there's 2 more. Okay, go ahead, SABC.
SABC News. Minister, you say that this is one of the better capacitated police stations, but concerned residents have said that they seem to disagree with that assertion, saying that there are only 2 police vans patrolling at night. And we bore witness to this earlier in the week when we tried to call police and we waited until very late before the police could come. Actually, they didn't even come. They told us when they did eventually come, we ran after them. We tried to get them to intervene or to protect us, not necessarily protect us, but to intervene in a criminal act that had taken place. They told us that they don't want to get themselves involved. Is this the response of police? It seems as though the issue of capacity at various police stations, particularly in townships, keeps coming up. You go to Dipsloot, the issue is capacity. You go to Nomzamo, just yesterday, people complaining about the issue of capacity. Are there any lasting solutions to the issue of under-capacitated police stations, particularly in townships?
I said this is better capacitated. I didn't say that is a fully capacitated station. I even said it could be better. But because it's a priority station, the effort has been made. Overall, we do have a problem of full capacity of the South African police around the country. I've been giving these figures all the time where I go. Come 2010, there were 195,000 police in the Republic of South Africa with 50 million South Africans. Come 2022, there are 176,000, 20,000 down with the capacity, with the population of 60 million. That tells you that the visibility, the numbers at the police station would not be better than what it was in 2010. Thanks to the President and the Treasurer, who have given us some resources that at least we've got 10,000 of young men and women at the colleges, which is not enough. We're trying to get another 10,000 for the next financial year. That will give you 20,000, which will put you on the figures of 2010, not 2022. So indeed, the capacity we concede, we understand that it's not where it's supposed to be. But there will be priorities. This is one of those. So this one, you say that the police, they said they are scared and they did not. I know that the station commander was at the place where the first shooting took place, and maybe was a question of coordination, because herself, it took things upon herself to move with people to hospital and all that. There could have been better coordination. It's exactly what we say. As we come back, we'll, together, the PRIM and all of us, will have to sit with the management, national commissioner, provincial commissioner. How do we coordinate the little we have? Indeed, we're not on the full capacity, we're not maximum in having resources, but this station is a better one. If our better is the worst for you, Manyambose, we'll work together to improve the situation.
All right, we're now wrapping it up. I'm going to take the two questions and then we'll take the last question.
Minister, it stands out there. Can you assure the Alexandra residents that it's safe?
Assurance is a big word. We will be working together with the people of Alex. That's why we're having a meeting with them on Sunday, and we'll be taking things forward together. Maybe out of working in unison with them, we can find that assurance. But for now, the police will have to do that. The national commissioner, actually starting from yesterday, working on that. We will be working harder to capacitate with extra people. He's promising, he's getting, I don't know where he's getting them, but he's getting 200 for Gauteng, not for Alex, for Gauteng, and getting some numbers for KZN. Him and the PC, KZN, PC, Gauteng, they have agreed that they will be on that one. But working together, we'll be able to find the answer, as you say, but we are working on preventions as we speak.
Right, sister?
Nokolos Via from the Sowetan newspaper. Minister, it does sound like it's been a gang that's been operating in this area, that's moved from one area to another. Why is it that police have not been able to intercept? Up until 10 people were killed, well, 5 killed and 10 were shot. And where else has this gang, according to information that you've gathered, has been operating in this area or other places?
If you listen to my statement there where I started, to say it does give me discomfort that it took almost 2 hours as these things have been happening. I've listened in the meeting with the police, and that's an issue that we've all picked up, and I went on to say that we'll have to deal with the management, why we couldn't respond in such a long time when there was that spree of shooting by the criminals to the people there. It's a big group of people, 7 arrested. They could have been together or splinter group and all that, but they were picked up together by the police with assistance of the community. We'll be looking at that, but we'll be also looking at how these issues and these things are prevented. As you say, this group could not just gallivant here, and and nothing happens to them even before they kill the people. Management and the leadership of the South African police, Premier and all of us, that's one point that we'll have to zoom in and make sure that the management helps us, that we are checked up in terms of prevention rather than reaction when the time comes.
All right, Minister, the last bite over here.
Okay, thank you very much, Minister. Alexandra is one of the highly populated or densely populated townships, not only in Gauteng, on land. And the problem of crime here in Alexandra, we know it even before the dawn of our democracy, and now it has just escalated. This only police station, we think, is sufficient enough to serve here. And then the last question, there's a voice note that is making rounds on social media, sounding like a foreign national, saying he is mobilizing people from all other neighboring countries to revenge in any incident where one of them is attacked. This voice note has been making rounds for the past 3 weeks. Don't you think there could be a link to this voice note, given what happened in Soweto, in Katlehong, in Westland, and today we are in Alex?
Minister, before you answer, the last one.
Okay, Minister, save the best for last. I can't take it for you, so one more. Mine is very simple, Minister. We are seeing a new trend in Gauteng. Usually these kind of offences, we usually see them in the Western Cape. Are you not seeing a trend where such similar crimes are migrating from the Western Cape to Gauteng? Because we have seen in Soweto, we have also, the National Commissioner has also deployed officers from the Western Cape. What message do you have to South Africans to say, because we are approaching a weekend, after what they witnessed in Soweto, what message do you have to the nation to say they will have, I know you're a prophet, what message do you have to say they'll have a safer weekend going forward?
Maybe exactly that question can be better answered by the National Commissioner.
Thank you.
He will answer, but I just want to answer of the foreign people that were picked up for this killing are not foreigners, are South Africans that were picked up. So that voicemail, if that group of people that were picked up maybe with foreign nationals, would have said they are implementing the voicemail. But we have picked up national South Africans as perpetrators, but also the victims are South Africans. So that does not come close yet, if it will, on the voicemail that you've said. But movement of officers and other resources is in the hands of the nation.
And the safety of the nation. Because fear is starting is creeping the country.
Yeah, for the general.
All right. Thanks. With regard to deployment, we are deploying both in Gauteng and in Western Cape. These killings, they are in not any way related, but we do have members deployed. We deploy in Gauteng extra forces. We will also be deploying extra forces in KwaZulu-Natal, and we think we are on top of it, and definitely sure up to so far this is not organized crime. This is not something that moved from Western Cape to here. Each scene have got more or less refined a different sort of motive up to so far. As the minister said, these are local boys from Alexandra for this, so there is nothing about foreigners inventing this.
And then in Soweto, the latest update in Soweto.
In Soweto, we do have indications we are looking for, but we have not yet made an arrest, but we will be making arrest, and indications are also these are our local people, and they will update you once we have.
That's the message to the nation?
The nation must assist us, the police, in terms of when crime is committed, because whenever crime is committed, somebody sees what is happening. By keeping that information and not giving it to the police, you are not just assisting yourself and the next door, you will be doing injustice. So come out, tell police what we have seen, what has happened, because every time a crime happens, there is somebody that sees what happened, and we are asking cooperation with the community. We will indeed be out there to make them safe, but let them also assist us on their side.
Thank you, General. Colleagues, as we've indicated, the Minister of Police will be paying comfort visits to the victims of these heinous crimes, and the Premier of the province is going to be also paying comfort visits, but at the hospitals for the victims. Thank you so much for your time. Well, you can join us for the visits, by the way.
There you have it. We've come to the end of that briefing with police. Just commending and thanking our residents of Alexandra for